after understanding what is Ohm's law, there we studied mainly about the relationship between the voltage, current and the resistance. Next we shall study what are the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends on. For that we will talk about the resistance and its relation with the various factors of the conducting wire. Let us consider the conducting wire. This is the wire of length L. The length of the conducting wire is length L. You know there are large number of free electrons, negatively charged electrons which are flowing. This is old story. Fine. Now the conducting wire or the conductor is of length L. I have represented it by small letter A, and this opening of the wire, what you see is the area of the cross section A. Area of cross section A. Area of cross section of the wire. That is, if you write it separately, you have the circular opening. This area, the circular area, what you find out is the area of cross section what we are talking about. So, the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depend on are length of the conductor. So, it depends on the length of the wire or the conductor which you are using. How does it resistor vary with respect to its length? Means resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. You know the meaning of directly proportional. If length of the conductor increases, resistance also increases. If length of the conductor decreases, its resistance also decreases. So, it depends on the length of the conductor. It depends on length of the conductor. Only you should mention here. How it depends, you should know the concept. How? If length increases, resistance also increases. If length decreases, resistance also decreases. Next, their second point they have said about the area of cross section of the wire. If we all understood now what is the area of cross section of the wire. How it vary means the resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Hope you remember, if you write 1 by A, then it means it is inversely proportional. What is the meaning of inversely proportional? If area of cross section increases, resistance decreases. If area of cross section increases, resistance. If area decreases, resistance increases. It is vice versa. So that is the meaning of inversely proportional. Length of the conductor is directly proportional to the resistance. Area of cross section is inversely proportional to the resistance. Now, if you combine, if at all you call this as equation 1 and this as equation 2, combine 1 and 2, what do you get? LHS R remains same. This proportionality symbol I will retain as it is. Here I have length. I have just multiplied L into 1 of the second equation. So I get L by A. I get L by A. We know that now to remove the proportionality symbol, we should put is equal to sign and introduce a constant. For that, what we do is R is equal to L by A as it is, and the constant which we are introducing is the rho. This is how you represent rho. Rho is the resistivity of the material. Rho is the resistivity. What is this resistivity? You understood what is resistance, what is resistor, what is its unit. Here you are learning about the new term resistivity. Resistivity is nothing but the property of the material. What is it made up of? You all know about conductors, insulators and good conductors, bad conductors, everything you know, no? So good conductors means, for example, silver. It is a very good conductor. Means it is allowing more number of current to flow through it. Hence it is called a good conductor. The charge flows easily. Means resistance is less. However long thin foil of silver or thin wire of silver you take also, its resistivity, resistance does not change. It is a good conductor only. In any form silver you take, it is a good conductor. So, even if you increase the length, its resistance also increases. In area of cross section, maybe a big roll or a thin roll, as you see here, the wire which we have drawn on the board here. So area of cross section is more means what happens? Resistance is decreasing. Why? In the big pipe, if I ask you to enter the small water pipe, can you easily go through? No, it is difficult for you to even put your hand. Means area of cross section is less there. Means resistance is more. But if the whole big cement pipe which you see, which will be digged inside the road, so it will be too big, no? You can easily crawl inside such pipes. Means its area of cross section is more, means its resistance is less. It cannot avoid such. See, too many people are coming from that pipe, means it is difficult for one person to control them. Yes, no, similarly, if area of cross section of the wire is more, its resistance decreases. If the area of cross section is less, and however long the wire is, its resistance remains the same. Means if its length is more also, its resistance also will increase. If you cut the wire, the resistance also will decrease. That is how it is related. Whether you are using silver wire or you are using metal or using iron, like that material of the wire what you are using is the resistivity. The property of the conducting wire what you are using is the resistivity. It is represented by the letter rho. Don't write P like this. Go like this and draw. This is RHO, rho. Rho is the resistivity of the material. What is resistivity? It is just the property of the material of the wires, the nature of the material. Here you have the third point now. The resistance also depends on the nature of the material of the wire. With what material it is made up of, that also counts. So these are the factors on which the resistance of the wire depends on. It depends on length of the conductor, area of cross section, and also the nature of the material. So this is most repeatedly asked question, children. On what factors does the resistance of a conductor depend? Means it depends on length of the conductor, area of cross section, and nature of the material. These are the 3 points which you should write. Mathematically, if they ask you to explain, then what you should do? Resistance is proportional to L, means R directly proportional, means if one increases, other also will increase. If one decreases, other also will decrease. R is inversely proportional to A, means if area of cross section is more, resistance is less. If resistance is less, area is more anta artha. Next, if you combine these two equations, what you get is R is proportional to L by A. You get R is equal to, if to remove the proportionality symbol, what we did is introduce the constant and put is equal to sign. That constant is resistivity. Resistivity is represented by rho, and you simply write like this. Don't write P, exact P. Make it a practice. This should not have sharp edge. It will become P then. Why am I compelling to write like this only? Each letter or symbol has its own meaning and sign. So don't do mistake. Let it be a blunt edge like this and let it not be sharp edge. That is rho, resistivity. Spelling is RHO, rho. Resistivity is nothing but what is the nature of the material of the wire we are using in the circuit gives its resistivity. What is the unit of this resistivity? And this is very much important formula. One more formula we learned today. I is equal to Q by T, V is equal to W by Q. Next is Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. And one more new formula of this lesson is R is equal to rho into L by A. This is very, very important formula as far as numericals are concerned. So please do remember it. R is resistance, rho is resistivity, L is length, and A is area of cross section. If at all they ask you to find the resistivity of the material of the wire used, then you should write it in terms of some unit. No? What is the unit of resistivity? So this is the formula to find the resistance. My question was, if at all in the numerical or they ask you to find what is resistivity, what we do, as you all know, we will manipulate this formula. What will rho be equal to? Rho is on the RHS, only R is present on the LHS. So what I do is I retain the R resistance of the RHS, LHS as it is. Next is equal to as it is. Rho I will keep it as it is. That is the one I want to find out. Length and area, both the factors will be known to you if at all resistivities are. So how to send this L and A to the LHS is the question now. Since A is in the denominator, you just cross multiply that with the R, resistance R. So it will be R into A. But still we have L here. In mathematics sessions, I keep on telling you, in 9th standard you have learned. If at all multiplication is there in between any two terms and you are sending it to LHS or RHS, you will divide it. If at all division is there when you send it to LHS or RHS, you should multiply it. See here, in denominator A is there, so I multiplied, but L is in the numerator. What I should do to send it to RHS? I should divide. R into A by L is equal to rho is the formula for resistivity. Now, you need not remember this formula separately. As I said you in Ohm's law, remember the standard one, R is equal to rho into L by A, that would be fine. But this manipulation you should do it without any mistake. Now, our aim was to find out to know what is the unit of this resistivity, rho. To do that, let us write the unit of each physical quantity on the LHS now. R is resistance, so its unit is ohm. Its unit is ohm. A is area, not current. Don't get confused. A is area means its unit is meter square. Divided by what is L? Length. Unit of length is meter is equal to rho. I will write it as it is. Resistance unit is ohm. Area unit is meter square. Length into breadth. So meter into meter, meter square. But length is only one quantity. So it is meter. Now what happens? Meter and meter square. 1 m gets cancelled with the denominator. So I am left with 1 ohm as it is. Meter square into m. 1 m I cancel with the denominator. I am left with 1 more m is equal to rho. So this is the unit for the resistivity. Rho is ohm meter. Resistivity is equal to ohm meter. That is the unit of resistance. So unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Don't get confused with resistance and resistivity. So the factors depends on length, area and nature of the material. When we talk about this resistivity, resistivity is nothing but nature of the material we studied. So how does this resistivity vary depending on the nature of the material is the next question which we get. For that you have the answer here. This is rho. In both the lines this is rho. Resistivity is less. You can see the down-headed arrow mark. Metals and alloys. Metals, we know metals are good conductors, no? Metals and alloys have the resistivity in the range 10 to the power minus 8 to 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Why have I written the unit ohm meter? Because I am writing the value of the resistivity of the metals and alloys. Just now we came to know unit of resistivity is ohm meter. So metals and alloys means its resistivity is in the range 10 power minus 8 to 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Similarly, for the rubber or the glass which are insulators, its resistivity ranges from 10 to the power 12 to 10 to the power 17 ohm meter. See what a difference. This is negative power whereas this is 12 and 17. Such a huge difference it is. So resistivity is more for the rubber and glass whereas resistivity is less for the metals and alloys. So to put it in a simpler way, conductors have low resistivity, insulators have very high resistivity. That's it, children. So these are the factors on which the resistance of the conductor depends on. In your textbook, they have given a tableau column in which the resistivity, that is the rho value of conductors, insulators, alloys like that, they have differentiated and given the values. Just go through it. You need not by heart it. If at all they have given the numerical, the resistivity value will be given to you in the question. So you need not by heart it, but these two range of values you should be knowing. So that is about this factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends on. In the next session, we shall study about the series and parallel connection of the resistance.